disaster area, and while authorities and relief workers from Monarch are redoubling their efforts, it seems everybody's working at capacity. And
Time was broken, working out of sync. The city was in a state of chaos. The end of time was closing in.
And you still believed you could fix it?
The solution was inside Monarch Tower. A countermeasure.
The CFR, as Monarch knew it. The key to the Lifeboat Protocol. Monarch's survival plan. But that didn't seem to matter to
I had a better plan.
It's kind of hard to tell if the game is acting weirdly or if this is just how this works now. Oh, yeah, like, look at that. Look at that frame rate. All right. So, one of the things I'm gonna need everyone to do today is just let me know if the volume's weird. Wow. Let me know if the volume's weird or if things don't work, or if it's too loud or too quiet, because right now we're just testing new audio settings and I can adjust this stuff on the fly and try to fix it. But yeah, wow, I truly cannot tell. The game is running really strangely right now. Oh, God. There we go. Oh, I just tried to telekinesis that like I was playing Control. Yikes. Ah. There we go. Piss Freak subscribed with Prime. Live your best life, dude. I love that for you. You can see the beginnings of some of the control design sensibilities kind of come through in some of the environments here in this game. Oh shit, where are they? Zooming around. Hard to deal with. Oh, this is a big guy. Oh, ah! Ooh! Ah, ha, ha, ha. This freak says, been watching for a long time now. Thought I'd finally sub to your channel. Love the streams. Thank you so much. Thanks for saying that. That means a lot to me. What? Oh. Damn, this guy is hard to deal with. Damn. All right, well, let's do that again. Majestic beans. Hey, killed him. All right, that's that. All right, pull my health back up a little bit. kick him into an oncoming train. Damn, that's brutal. Oh no, did the chat disappear? I'll have to fix that in a second. Let's do that real quick. There we go. I don't know why the game does that. It like glitches out my screen from time to time. There we go. God, when do you have to reload, asshole? All right, let's see. There we go, we got him.
Where'd they keep the countermeasure? Shouldn't be too hard to find. It's the biggest damn building we're report.
Now, I don't think I can get over there, can I? Yeah. Probably can't. Alright. Guess we're just gonna walk towards the end, I guess. Is it not this way?
Joyce, you hear me?
Charlie.
You're here for the CFR, right?
The counter.
Huh.
Well, you're kind of lucky because Serene's left the building. We're in lockdown, but the good news is I know this system like the back of my hand. I can open doors for you. All of them.
Cute.
You'll need to get to Serene's office. He's got direct access to the CFR. Alright?
How does he open the doors when they're frozen in time? Oh, I guess it's not. Oh no, time is frozen right now. There's a big stutter. So how do you do that?
Right.
Huh.
Paul's office.
All right. From Clarice Ogawa. Oh, is this her? No.
No way for them to understand what's happening. Must be scary.
The lifeboat security protocols are now in full effect. Our stutter proofing has failed, and we have reports of shifters in the building. You all know the drill. We have trained for this. Do not approach shifters alone. Remember that they are not restricted by physical space in the same way we are. Deploy dampeners and watch your backs. Work in teams. Remember your tactics. Maintain your distance. Don't take any unnecessary chances. Comms are unreliable due to the stutters, so pass the word to others, and take advantage of stutter collapses to communicate as effectively as you can. We are attempting to repair the stutter proofing as quickly as possible, but be advised that contrary to our earlier timeline, which gave us years more to prepare, we believe we are now on the verge of the final zero state, and every single stutter we encounter is more and more likely to be the one that never ends. That means our priorities have changed. The lifeboat protocol is in full effect. Ensuring its successes is our only objective, whether the opposition is shifters, Jack Joyce, or anybody else. It's vital that we all remember our training. If we do things right, we will make it out of this. And we will make our way onto the lifeboat. Good luck. Make me proud. All right. Can we elevator while time is frozen? Seems like we can. Nice.
I was getting closer to the countermeasure. Paul had the key to fixing the fracture all along, but he didn't see it.
There was nothing to see. He believed the fracture couldn't be fixed. That's why he used the countermeasure, the CFR, to create the lifeboat.
All right. I hope that the audio isn't too loud when I do this. Let me know if the game sound is too high, for real.
What the fuck is that?
Martin Hatch.
Damn. Those men died fighting something that lives outside of time.
The very reason our weapons program was built. Serene knew they were coming.
Weapons weren't doing the trick.
Miss Ogawa, I just cleaned up the situation room, by which I mean I dealt with Dr. Amaral's corpse. Listen, this isn't something I'd ever say to the rest of the guys, but you're my boss and I want to be honest with you about this. The whole thing's pretty fucked up. You know I've been in the shit. I've dealt with bodies before. I'm not exactly what you'd call squeamish, but it seems wrong. I thought Amaral and Serene were solid, but I guess she crossed the line. And hey, if she did what they say she did, I can see why she had to go. You're loyal or you're worm food. I got no problem with that. It's how I've always worked. But there's protocol. We're supposed to be disciplined, professional. We gotta tie up a loose end. You better believe we'll do it. But we do it by the book. You bump somebody off in the middle of a meeting like that, I don't know what that is, but it ain't business. That's just some street gang bullshit. You do that, it makes me wonder what else you're gonna do when things don't go your way. So I've got concerns here, just want you to know that. Anyway, it's done. I'll be at my post if you need me. I think that character is more interesting and compelling than any other character in this game so far.
You in there? I'm locked out.
Yeah. I'm gonna get that door for you. Hang on. But be careful, there's a lot of scared and angry meatheads on the other side. There you go. Don't get your ass killed.
Alrighty. Oh no, I don't want the heavy pistol. Get that shit out of here. There we go. You know, I don't normally really like video game shotguns, basically at all. So it's a little bit tough for me to use them, but worked out in this situation. Where am I going? Oh God, there are so many of them.
Is that all you got?
Two of these guys shoot. Okay. Oh. Hey. Got one of them. Oh my God, he's still alive. Let's see. Sure, we'll take whatever pistol was on the ground here.
I need to access that sky bridge.
Yeah, no problem. Just a sec. But you better keep an eye out, Joyce. That thing out there, I don't think it's gone. Okay, off you go.
Monarch was scrambling. Paul's empire was falling apart all around me. I'd never seen anything like it. But Paul had. That's what he was preparing for all those years. He didn't do a very good job.
Murder hallway. Let's look for Chronon real quick. Nothing over here. This is extremely Max Payne looking. Like, this is like the Valhalla Tower or whatever it was called. Aesir Tower. I think this is supposed to be in Massachusetts. I think Riverport is in Mass in this game.
Holy shit.
I mean, this isn't really that wild, carnage-wise. With the powers and the amount of bodies that Jack has created, this is not that insane. What was that? About my screenplay and new video to Sophia Amaral. This is funny. Still haven't heard from you about my screenplay. I know you're busy with all your work, but this is really taking off in a big way, so let's try to get going on this, okay? I know the thing is gonna be huge, so I just went ahead and mortgaged my house to make this thing a reality. It's my dream, and I'm gonna follow my dream, and once I get the Kickstarter going, this thing's gonna pay me back for the mortgage, so no problem. I already shot a short promo thing for the Kickstarter campaign, so let me know what you think. I'm gonna star in it, but I've got a really cool part for you too if you want it. You'd be perfect for it. Also, like I said, I'm gonna need that science feedback stuff soon. Let me know ASAP. Oh no. He's going to Kickstarter. How many points do I have? 4? Okay. Sure. Where am I going from here? Oh, out here, duh.
They have a time machine here? Shit. This is where they brought the university core. This is Paul's machine. Looks like they have it on the top floor.
All right. From Bernard Riker, a confession to Paul Serene. Mr. Serene, I know you're not in the HQ right now, and whatever mission you left on must be incredibly urgent, so you probably won't read this until your return. I know you will be very, very angry with me, but I have to tell you what I've done. Using my maintenance access, I have deactivated the stutter proofing at the building. I know you will be furious, but I did it because Martin Hatch threatened my family. I'm not going to lie, I'm scared to tell you this because I know you're on edge as it is and clearly under tremendous pressure, but I've admired you and your vision for as long as I have worked for you, and I want to believe you can still fix things. So you have to know that it's Hatch. He made this happen. He knew exactly what would. I'm sorry, there are now dead people at my feet and I don't know how to fucking deal with this. They're strikers. They weren't here when I started writing this email and now they are. There's a lot of blood. I literally had to wipe it off the screen just to be able to keep typing. It had to be a shifter that killed them. Their chronon harnesses are broken. I couldn't wear them if I wanted. But without one, I'm safe, right? No shifters outside the stutters, or that's what they told us in training, so I'm safe, and when a stutter hits, I don't even notice, unless a plane hits the building or something. God, I've fucked up so badly. People are dead because of me. Not just these two, but throughout the building. The stutter proofing was supposed to keep the shifters out, and now everybody must be dying somewhere between the seconds. Everybody could be dead already, I don't know, I can't take this. And don't trust Hatch. I think that son of a bitch is after the CFR. I think he was never on our side. This is all some kind of weird game to him. Shit, I don't know why he's doing this. I'm just an engineer, and I don't know how to deal with this. It's too much, sir. I know you must be furious at me. I deserve it. Believe me, I know, but please don't take it out on my family. Goodbye, Bernard Riker, senior Chronon Tech. Damn. Brutal. Something's buzzing in my... proximity. Going on? What's vibrating here? Gonna be through here? Oh. He didn't even talk. What? What's up with those subtitles? Just showing up out of nowhere.
What the fuck was that thing? The train.
All personnel, stay clear of the lower levels. There's a possible hazard. Repeat, stay clear of the lower levels.
It's very funny to refer to that as a possible hazard.
The situation is under control. All personnel should remain in secure areas.
I'm gonna fix one little thing real quick. Gotta edit a little thingy. Okay.
There are intruders in the building. Repeat, remain in secured areas.
Hey, Charlie. I got another locked door here.
Not bad, Joyce.
Ooh. Okay, here we go. Hey, this isn't bad. That should be fixed a little bit. Alrighty. Sweet.
That's Serene's office. Let me just unlock that bad boy for you. Serene's got access to the CFR chamber from his office. I'll meet you there. Ah, there.
What? What did he say? Here we go. Okay. Zen says, hey, Toaster. Hey, Zen.
But he left behind the one thing I needed.
I've left this message here for you to find so that soon when the time comes and I ask that you choose, you can do so with your eyes open with some hint of understanding. I have no secrets. And the only things I choose to admit are the ones that you, in your current limited state, would not be able to grasp no matter how hard I tried to make you understand. I have walked down the same path you are on now once from your perspective a long time ago, although time no longer has such meaning to me. I too came in contact with a time machine. In my case, it was not a man-made device, but a natural one in a cave. It should come as no surprise, really, that such things exist. Much like natural nuclear reactors do exist, such as the now defunct ones at Oklo, Africa. After all, the Meyer-Joyce field has its irregularities. I too became chronon active. I too developed chronon syndrome, and in time I too lost control and became a shifter, became at once everything and nothing, was everywhere and nowhere, died countless deaths and was still alive, my every probability, every possibility happening at once. I promised I would not lie, and thus I tell you. The noise and the pain and the rage were more than anyone could suffer and not go insane. I burned in this fire for a long time. There were brief moments of awareness in this endless nightmare, different versions of certain key moments in my life. I found myself reliving again and again, trying to make things right, like a puzzle, on and on and on. I am convinced that the stutters in the end of time saved me. For those were the only places, the only times where I could even briefly stop and rest and slowly find focus and control again, and ultimately master this state. Not emerge from it, not be cured, not go back to what I was before, for there is no such thing, but to learn to be in one place and everywhere at once. My perception is altered, like that of someone who has seen a perceptual illusion, and discover that the picture is both a young girl and an old woman at the same time. Once you see them both, you can never not see them. We are such limited beings, we play with just one piece, on just one square on an endless chessboard. In just one life, one timeline, in an infinite multiverse of possibilities. Am I an exception, the only one who has found his way to the other side? Or is this just a shifter's brief dream before a stutter collapses? There are other shifters. You, your best friend who is now your mortal enemy. Dr. Kim, others, some of whom you know. It doesn't matter who, because they are gone, and when they emerge, if they ever emerge, they will not be who they were, just as I am not who I was before. I have done my part in helping you all achieve this state. If time is an ocean with a frozen surface, then the stutters in the end of time are holes in that ice, opportunities to come up for air. I have a plan, it is already in motion, but it would be futile to try to explain it to you, like trying to explain 3 dimensions to someone who can only see 1. But make no mistake, I do not look down on you. I strive for humility even as I shift this world from one state to another. I will make this possible. I stand in between. I don't see myself as a gate. I remain humble. I am something smaller. A hatch. So this is Warlin Door from Alan Wake 2. Lance Reddick originally was going to play that part, and this is the genesis of that character, a man who exists through an infinite multiverse and has reached some sort of quantum state where all of his different selves seem to be acting in unison with some sort of strange goal. Now, of course, we know in Alan Wake that Warland Dorr is a slightly different character, but it's variations on a theme, right? So they're all the same man, even with different names, even with different faces. They are ultimately the same person, just like how Jack Joyce is Tim Breaker. And Beth Wilder is, of course, Jesse Faden. So. Very, very interesting.
My office alarm went off. Is that you skulking around, Jack?
Fuck you. I'm done playing games.
His
I'm here
accent
for
slipped
what you
through there.
Yes, of course. The CFR. If you understood just how much depended on that, you'd leave it alone. But I know you don't care.
You're right. I don't. And it looks like you're not here to stop me.
Yes. Yes, everything will play out as it has to play out. I'll see you very soon, Jack.
I'm done dancing your tune, you crazy bastard.
Everyone uses computers in this game like they've never heard of or seen a computer before. All right. Fix this mess from Paul Serene to Clarice Ogawa. I killed her, Clarice. I smashed her face in, and it broke my heart, and I should have done it sooner before she fucked us all. But of course, it's too late. I should have done that before she activated the lifeboat. Before she killed me, because that's what she did. She and Jack destroyed my treatments. She might as well have put a bullet in my heart. How long has she been working with him? How come you didn't catch her, Clarice? Aren't you supposed to be on top of things? I see these people in my building safe only because I keep them safe. They work for me. I pay their salaries. I see how they look at me. I know what you're thinking, like saving the world was for the faint of heart. How much of her poison did she spread before I stopped her? Fucking Sophia. Forget it, it's done. I'll deal with it all. But I don't have time for this. I'll have to get to the chopper. Make these people fall in line, Clarice, and make sure Lifeboat is in order. I don't know if I'm coming back, but if I do, I expect everything to run right. Get it done.
It was just a couple of minutes between stutters. The countermeasure was Paul's prize. Everything he built was based on Will's device. His plan depended on it. You better believe I look forward to taking it from him.
Only one of Serene's treatments survived the explosion. His time was running out.
So was everybody else's. What happened to you? Looks like you ran into that creepy thing.
There's another parallel between Warland Dorr and Martin Hatch, and it's that Martin Hatch encountered the time machine naturally, and Warland Dorr was struck by lightning and thrown into the dark place by Baba Yakala. So that's interesting. Paul, don't worry about it. We're on schedule. Oh, I have to scroll all the way down and read up. Paul, we've now finalized the plans for acquiring and transporting the time machine core from the university lab. Your instructions are quite clear. We won't actually move in until your younger self has entered the machine, and the men will try to take the Joyces alive, with the understanding that Jack Joyce in particular could be a threat, and neither can be allowed to escape under any circumstances. I'm still quite uncomfortable with all of this, Paul. I understand your reasoning, and I know the stakes are high, but I don't want to see anyone hurt. It's antithetical to my role as a scientist, and I wish you'd reconsider. Surely, there's a better way to resolve this. Moral implications aside, the loss of Dr. Joyce's expertise alone would be a great blow. If everything goes smoothly and quietly, we will transport the core directly to the Monarch Tower via ground route. If there's a commotion and it seems like there's any risk of detection, we will instead airlift the core to our dry docks operation, then move it discreetly from there to HQ. The construction of the new time machine frame at the top of the Monarch Tower has been finished since last year. Once we've received the core, it will be installed into the time machine per your orders. I know you don't intend to use it, but even within the limitations the nature of time travel imposes on us, I have to say it seems like a great waste to not take advantage of such a resource, both from a strategic and scientific point of view. Sophia, I understand why you would feel that way, but this isn't something I take lightly. It's my experience that time travel only complicates things, and while my own trip through time has given us great opportunities, it's also set me on this path. I want to control it, not use it. That said, I want to have the machine ready for use for emergencies. My foreknowledge of future events will end very soon, and it might prove to be useful to have the option of obtaining more detailed information from the future. Obviously, given that the furthest you could go back is the machine's activation at the university, visiting the past seems fairly useless. Also, ensure that the machine is heavily guarded at all times. Nobody is allowed to operate the machine besides myself, and I want the corridor to remain undeployed unless I give specific orders to the contrary. As for the Joyce brothers, I intend to give William the option of joining us, if possible. But I know him. He's a very stubborn and unstable man, and I don't know if we could ever reach him. I don't need to remind you that he built, in that ridiculous little workshop, with very limited resources, a device that broke the local physics at Ground Zero and caused my Chronon syndrome. I don't intend to give him a chance to show us what else he could do if he decides that we're a target. That, along with the visions I've seen, there are certain sentimental reasons that make me wish I could let William live, but I doubt that he makes it possible for us. As for Jack, I'm not too worried about him. It took me a long time to master my abilities, so Jack shouldn't be a major problem unless he manages to use stutters to escape the area. Luckily, stutters should be very rare in these early stages of the fracture. Still, I've come to take too far to take any chances. I'd prefer to take him alive, but nothing can be allowed to put our plan at risk. I'm sorry to have to involve you in something like this. I know it's not what you signed up for, and as I said, I don't expect you to be personally involved with that part of the operation in any way. I'm not particularly happy about this part myself, and I wish I had better options, but our circumstances are as they are, and I have come too far to falter now. I hope you understand. Paul, yes, of course, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to add to your burden, and I know that these are hard decisions. You can count on us to proceed as planned. I know you're exceptionally busy now, that the time is almost upon us, but I was hoping you'd have time for dinner. Sophia, please update me on our progress with the time machine core relocation. Where are we with this? Paul, don't worry about it. We're on schedule. Your time machine core from the university has been transported to the HQ. Is currently being installed in the new time machine. The elevator can only be activated from within the chamber, so no one working on the machine can get to the CFR. I thought you'd appreciate that layer of added security. I know how important it is to keep the CFR safe. Anyway, I know you don't actually intend to use the time machine, but should you ever need it, all we need to do is deploy the corridor. It's actually all hooked up now, but we're still running some final diagnostics. The tech should be ready with it before the gala's over. Interesting.
Paul spent a long time running Monarch in secret. It probably didn't help with that whole disconnected from reality thing.
Reflections on the end. I wish my memories about the end of time were clearer, but it was anything but a clear time in my life. The world was such a jumble, a frozen mess of different timelines crashing together. I was running for my life the whole time, trying to avoid the shifters, not an ideal state of mind for gathering intel. And it didn't help that she kept chasing me, trying to kill me. Beth Wilder, one of my own people. It was her all along, even then, trapped in the end of time. As little as I understood about what was going on, I could tell she wasn't like me, that she didn't have the powers I did. I knew she had some kind of technology that kept her going in that suspended hell. Of course, I had no idea it was a device I would eventually have my people develop. I suppose I should appreciate the irony that it was her Chronon harness, my own Chronon harness, that it gave me the idea for the Lifeboat Protocol. The idea that our technology could let humanity survive the end of time. Suppose I have to thank her for that, and she paid for her sins in the end, but she left her mark on me. I know the time to pay for mine is approaching quickly, but not just yet. Back then, when Wilder and I were playing our game of cat and mouse at the end of time, if I'd had an ounce of the control over my powers that I do now, things would have turned out very differently between the two of us. She was strong and had the training, and I was young and weak and scared. Even so, my abilities gave me an edge. I was lucky she didn't have the full striker gear. She was the one with the upper hand. I didn't learn to learn properly. I didn't learn to control my abilities until much later. In those days, they were unpredictable and operated on instinct. Control didn't come easy. I can't help but be aware that this doesn't seem to be the case for Jack. His mastery is growing by leaps and bounds. Is it just because that's the way he's always been, fast on his feet, bold and adaptive, or is it the fracture affecting him too? Thought we could contain him, it's cost us dearly, it's not a mistake I will make again. So yeah, he's out for blood. He's ready for violence. Long email. Paul, Martin, I know you're both arguing that the quantum ripple causality research subdivision has great potential and we should keep it funded. I must once again implore you to reconsider. I'll be the first one to admit the technology is impressive. The fact that Drs. Morphin and Rangers can actually track the consequences rippling out from minor shifts within the Meyer-Joyce field is incredible. And the level of informational detail they managed to obtain is amazing, but here's the thing. They've been at this for 2 years now and they've not produced a single useful result. Yes, we can trace actual events from their small inception point to the actual consequences, very much in keeping with the basic chaos theory concept of butterfly flapping its wings. But well, so what? Every single thing that happens in this universe is the result of such a chain of events. Being able to see the chain offers no real insight to anything due to the very randomness of the process. Furthermore, it's utterly misleading. You could say that some tiny event or tiny decision in my life yesterday led to me writing this email, and that's technically true, but so did some tiny event or tiny decision in my life 15 years ago. It's all a chain. The event yesterday didn't take place in a vacuum. It didn't come out of nowhere, so what's the point? We have no control over it. We don't get to direct it, and we get no useful information out of it. Also, have you actually seen the reports they generate? From the technological point of view, the way they manage to automate their analysis of the fluctuation signatures within the Meyer-Joyce field is impressive, but again, it's all meaningless babble with no practical applications. Their personal remarks on the reports are even worse. With all due respect to Ron and Terry and their indisputable technical expertise, I don't know what they're doing, and I'm not sure they do either. It's like they're coming up with stuff at random. The above outlines my concerns as to the futility of the entire process, and I suspect that may not be enough to sway you, but I have one final point, which I think you should consider very, very carefully. The entire program is an unforgivable waste of Monarch resources. I don't mean money, although the entire quantum ripple causality research division, RESORAC subdivision, is costing us millions and millions of dollars. But that doesn't really matter, because, I know we can afford that. I was waiting for a typo in all of these emails. I'm surprised this is the first one I've noticed, other than the double space that was a little bit earlier, last chapter. They eat up a huge amount of chronon particles. These are finite resource, and as you know, we are projecting that the ground zero's yield will rapidly diminish as the fracture takes hold, which will happen very soon. You may not understand what the real impact of this is, so let me put it to you in practical terms. Every single time they detect and analyze a quantum ripple, it costs a week of potential lifeboat runtime minimum. Given Monarch's primary purpose and the total lack of useful results, I believe that's a luxury we cannot afford. I recommend shutting them down immediately, or at least during our next reorg. We can allocate their resources to something useful and put Ron and Terry's expertise into great use designing that lifeboat. I'm sure we wouldn't regret putting them to work on that given their track record working with Chronon Tech.
Paul told me that he tried to change things. Failed. What he'd seen, it broke him. And I'd seen Beth go down the same path, but Paul... it consumed him. 17 years, he lived through twice. All of it mapped out, from memory.
He knew the market trends before they occurred. He had the tools to make a fortune, and he did.
Thought that was a chronon particle. That's just a light.
Paul was a powerful man, the leader of an empire. But behind the veil, he was a dying man. The signs were clear. Dr. Amaral was the one thing keeping Paul alive, but reading through their exchanges, there was something more than professional going on.
That's not my place to comment on.
I find myself at a loss. We knew that the fracture would arrive. It was clear very quickly that the process was occurring much faster than Paul's projections. His experiences had led us to believe. That was alarming in itself, but there's another concern with the fracture. Paul's condition seems to be accelerating rapidly. I don't know what to do about either one of these issues. I haven't had a chance to examine Paul properly, and of course, he won't consent to any real tests at this point. Oop, hit my microphone by mistake. There we go. Sorry about that. Let's see. So I don't know, I'm just speculating, but I believe the acceleration is a reaction to the stutters in time. He has to prepare for the gala to take care of every stupid little thing Martin trots out for him. He won't think of himself at all, and I'm afraid that it'll cost us dearly. Now its progress is rampant, and I worry that it might reach a critical point soon. We always knew that was a possibility, but all of our projections assumed we would have years, time enough to come up with a cure, or a way to stop its progress. Which means there's a very real chance that in the near future, Paul's condition overtakes him. And if he does become a shifter, I don't know what to do about it. We haven't been able to help Dr. Kim. I don't know what we could do for Paul. I don't know what to do. The treatments are still working, but they take a toll on him, and their effect is greatly diminished. I'm concerned we may hit a point where he's forced to use them so often that the treatment becomes worse than the condition itself, and yet I don't see other options. He will not rest. He insists on doing so much. I know he chafes under his dependence on the treatments. He sees it as a weakness. I'm afraid I may lose him. Alrighty, combat time.
Be wearing that.
No, look, I can explain. Joss Wheeler. I'm tech support. No, seriously. Just put the gun down. Joyce!
Charlie, get down.
Let's go, contact!
Wow, the auto aim on that was like turned off for a second. That was real weird.
Joyce, thank God. Shit, that could have been real bad.
You're Charlie.
Yeah, let me get this door open.
They'd stockpiled all the chronon particles from Ground Zero to keep the lifeboat running.
Enough to hopefully last until a proper solution was discovered.
What you're doing?
Yeah, me too.
Everyone, please be advised that we now are at a point where lifeboat activation may occur. Accordingly, I've ensured that preparations are underway for activation. As a part of that, what chronon particle stores still remain at the Ground Zero harvesting operation are being moved to the headquarters and placed under the Master Chronon Particle Repository, ready to be placed under the CFR's control. Please be aware that what we have managed to accumulate until this point is very likely to be all the chronon particles we ever have access to. Due to the fracture's effects on the Meyer-Joyce field, the Ground Zero anomaly is showing definite signs of weakening. As a result, the chronon particle yield decreases drastically, and we will soon drop to baseline. While we obviously will continue more traditional chronon particle harvesting operations in order to maximize our stockpile, we all need to recognize that sourcing them outside of Ground Zero conditions is extremely inefficient. Or in plain terms, unless we find another source of chronon particles, and I don't believe we will, what we have now is all we will ever have. Please be aware that all use of chronon technology eats into our limited resources, and while we of course recognize that we need to have our strikers and other soldiers operate in stutters, each operation undertaken will eat away at our stockpile, and in very real terms cost us days of lifeboat runtime. Accordingly, we have to plan all use of this technology closely and choose our battles carefully. That said, we should also realize the ongoing situation with Jack Joyce constitutes an emergency and will most likely require unconventional chronon particle investments. Just the same, we should be aware of the cost. I expect to see projected chronon particle consumption rates for the foreseeable future and simulations of how long our stockpile will last, adjusted for all of the scenarios we have discussed. See our last meeting minutes and our next meeting Monday. Well,
Well, there it is. CFR. Countermeasure. Whatever it's called. Help yourself, Joyce.
Charlie Wincott Data Samurai. God, that's cringe. It's realistic, but it's cringe. Who's that? Let's go interact. I guess that's Burke, right? Even though, was he up against this in the TV show? It looked like he was in like a data rack or something.
Something had gone down in that chamber before I arrived. Whatever it was bloody. I'd seen the dead guy before.
Liam Burke.
What the hell happened to him?
He met his match. Let's move on.
Got it?
It took 11 years for Will to build the countermeasure. Beth died for it, and I knew it could fix the fracture. This fucking thing. The problem was, I didn't have a clue how to use it. The only person who did was dead. But Monarch had a way of getting to him before that ever happened.
The university time machine. They've got the core here.
Can we go or what?
I need to get to the chamber above.
No problem. Got a way up right here.
Thanks for the help.
No biggie. Make it count.
Yeah. You're not coming?
No, I gotta get back down. Someone I really want to get back to. Good luck, Joyce.
Yeah.
Hey, why are you going up there anyways?
Short version? I gotta go back in time and save my brother.
You're gonna go back in time, yeah, right. Whatever. You don't have to tell me, I guess.
Why is he acting like that's a weird thing in this in this setting? He has seen the time supernatural shit happen. Like what? Why is he questioning that? That's bizarre.
Paul took the core of the time machine from the university, hooked it up to his own machine. It was part of his sick desire for control, but that gave me one last shot at fixing things. I could go back, maybe get to Will before Paul killed him. And if I could get the countermeasure in Will's hands, maybe I could still turn everything around.
Screen space reflections on the floor. Okay, that looks like a battle arena of some kind. Sure, I'll take the carbine rifle. I don't know.
Said the machine was prepped. I had to put the corridor in place.
I'm gonna grab this. All right, I think it's boss battle time.
Okay, this should do it.
Deploying the corridor. Phase 1 underway. Please clear all personnel from the opera.
Of course.
All right, where is everyone? Who's fighting me?
Shotgunner advancing on hostile. I got a visual. Joyce, hold it back.
Oh, whoa, he hit me from... I thought I was behind cover, damn. All right, let's do this. How is this not hitting these people? God damn. All right, grab this. There we go. Oh God, where is he going?
Starting to move.
Phase 2. Commencing deployment. Complete.
Fine.
Phase 3
Gotta
underway.
move.
Stand by.
What is the chronon? I still haven't been figured out how to like actually interact with those.
It's fine, let's go. That's my cue.
I need to get as close to him as possible before he notices me. There we go, full of lead.
Corridor now ready for insertion. Thank you for your patience.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very slow machine lately.
Machine was ready. I just needed to put in the date. Earliest I could go back to was the time that the core was first activated. At the university.
Not much time to rescue your brother.
I didn't have a choice.
You better be as advertised.
Whoa, it just hard cuts. Wow. Damn. Wowzer. It's just a hard loading screen, huh? There's no wind down, just immediate.
Jack, in here. Hurry. Targets have escaped the lab.
What's up, fellas?
Oh, shit.
So cool. Wow. Wowzer. He's hardened and battle ready now.
HQ, we've got an intruder in the lab. Core extraction team is down, over.
All of them? How? Joyce's...
We're moving in.
Open fire, but avoid damage to the
Move
core
around!
at all costs.
I got there after the fracture initiated. Too late to stop it all before it ever started.
But not too late to save Will. All you had to do was get to him in time.
Yeah, that was the plan.
HQ,
Pretty
we've
good
got
plan.
security footage of the Joyce brothers escaping through the server room on the lower level.
Raider Team 3, intercept immediately. Ready another extraction unit to remove the core.
Not a terrible plan at all.